What's hood with you? This is Opinionated 3000. I'm your host, Mr. Opinionated. Let's jump right in and see what they got cooking.
You're about to get yourself arrested, bud.
For what?
What do you mean? What am I going to do? I can't let you drive. So you try to get in that car, I got to stop you, and then you're going to start fighting with me.
The law may be there to protect us and enforce order, but what happens when things fall apart for the law bringers themselves?
Get on my traffic stop again, I will arrest you.
Yeah, I'll arrest you right now.
Do it, buddy.
And we're going to
do it.
Charges
Do it.
your
ignorant.
Into
This is going to be a good one. I'm not anti-cop in no kind of way, shape, or form, but I do have a different opinion of the police and how they should police. And it's way different than mainstream. But I'm not anti-cop, though. I'm pro-cop that does the right thing. I think that's probably the best way to put it.
today's video, you'll see policemen and policewomen starting fights, losing their temper,
All right, so I got a call to go to. I can't go to the car because y'all want to play childish game. It ain't because of me, man. I got nothing to do with that. Sarge, I got nothing to with that in there. It ain't my goddamn call.
and making threats toward one another. This is when cops turn on each other. Christopher Balls.
We clear?
Yes, sir.
And I'll you in about 5 minutes.
In this video, taken on November 2021 in Sunrise, Florida, a man can be seen being put in the back of a police car. Seems fairly typical, right? Well, it gets a lot messier when 47-year-old officer Christopher Bowles appears on the scene armed with pepper spray. His intimidation tactics against the handcuffed man causes even more problems.
Get in the car. All right.
Yeah, why is it that some cops are in, how can I put that? They're in like fight or flight mode as soon as they show up. They don't care what you're saying. They just got crazy attitude. And I know a lot of them are, my voice playing back be messing with me sometimes, but I gotta be able to hear the video. So a lot of them are like war vets and from the military. When you're in the military, every time you show up to a scene, you're going against the enemy. So they bring that back home and become cops. And every situation that they come to, they're coming representing that you're the enemy, like automatically. And those are the cops that I have an issue with. Here lately, my encounters with police just in the gas stations or getting pulled over or whatever have been positive, though. So I'm slowly changing my opinion because at first I thought all cops were bad. So I'm slowly changing my opinion. But it's cops like these that kind of reinforce how I thought growing up. Like I literally wanted to be a cop till I was like 12 or 13. And I came to Minnesota. And whenever we would be out, the police we'd see a cop car and immediately start running. And at first it was like a game to me. Like it was, I don't know, it just felt like a game. Like when I was running, I'd be laughing. But at the same time, I didn't know why I was running. Just knew that that's what the other kids that were from Minnesota was doing. Until I found out. There's certain cops that would, if they caught you, if you took off running and they caught you, they take you under the 3rd Street High Bridge. You're handcuffed, you're 12 or 13, and they used to literally put hands on us. They would beat us like we're grown men. And then at the end of that, they give us the option of whether or not we wanted to go home or go to the hospital. But if we went to the hospital, after we got out of the hospital, we would go to jail or juvenile. But they gave us that option. Like, is that even really an option? Because even though you might need to go to the hospital, you don't want to go to the juvenile. So you choose, I want to go home. And half the times they leave us there. I had one cop actually bring me home. So yeah, that's the root of the issues that I have with cops. It's how they treat black people. And it didn't seem like it was just one or two cops. There was black cops doing that. Ice Cube had the best phrase. He said, I get slammed down to the street top, black police showing out for the white cop. And that stuck with me I was a teenager when that came out, so I'd already experienced police brutality. And that stuck with me for the rest of my life, like literally.
I'm getting in. Get your feet in.
What's up? Hey, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. You want to play games? You play with the wrong.
What you gotta do, man?
How do you show up to the scene? How do you show up with that kind of energy? I can see if things escalate to that and the person that's getting arrested, of course, he don't want to go to jail. But he don't want to go to jail, so he's being difficult. I can understand things escalating to that. But when that's your baseline, you don't need to be a cop. Like, at all.
You want to play games? You ever get disrespectful with my officers, I will remove your soul from your body.
After allegedly applying pepper spray to the man's face, even the other officers on the scene think this is excessive and is probably not going to end well. So the policewoman intervenes by pulling back Bowles from the apprehended suspect. Not even a second later does Bowles grab her by the throat before pushing her away.
Now this cop is assaulting another cop. At one point, and I bet nobody arrests him. I bet they don't. Well, they might. Like, since we got cameras, the body cams, a lot of like craziness don't get to happen the way it used to. Before, they might have stopped him, more than likely not, but they might have stopped him, but definitely didn't arrest him. But not only is he assaulting the criminal, he's assaulting other cops now. What y'all doing with that? This man, and he's probably not having a bad day. This is probably just who he is in general.
Do what you gotta do.
No. Just let it be.
We clear?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Buddy straightened up real quick when he saw him assault another officer. At first, he was like, do what you got to do. His whole energy changed after that. Are we clear? Hell yeah. Yes, sir. Most deaf.
And I'll see you in about 5 minutes.
Can you stop pulling the handcuffs from my wrist? Hold it real quick so I can alarm the car. Like I'm running somewhere. I'm right here. Liz, can you stop pulling the handcuffs on my wrist? God, you don't listen.
Watch your head getting into the car.
Miss, can you stop pulling the cuffs?
Just get in the car and you'll be fine.
Get in the car. Get in the car. Put in the cuffs.
Oh, that's unnecessary.
Let go.
So what you say?
Like he said, y'all already got him. Why all the extra stuff? Like some of the cops, you'll see in the videos where if you're cooperating, they'll loosen the cuffs. But then others, they don't care whether you cooperating or not. It's just off top negative energy.
So just get in the car. All right, just get in the car.
Can y'all just tell her to stop?
Okay.
Thought that was bad enough. Not only was this guy a sergeant, but he was also charged with tampering with evidence. He was also charged with battery, assault on a law enforcement officer, and assaulting a civilian. And to think, even the guy who was arrested and put in the back of the police car looked like a literal saint in comparison. James versus Henderson.
Inside the city or out here? Just right here. Okay.
Go pull the video at Valero.
When two law enforcement officers
Here's one thing you need to do before you buy
Gotta pay the
anything
bills.
online. Don't spend another dime on Amazon
in Georgia attempted to handle the same traffic stop at once in 2022. Neither of the pair were very friendly or cooperative about it. In fact, they were acting really defensively and territorial about the whole thing. It's like watching a pair of bickering kids. I feel sorry for the guy who has to watch all of this.
Inside the city or out here? Just right here. Okay.
Go pull the video at Valero. You get on my traffic stop again, I will arrest you.
Yeah, I'll arrest you right now.
Do it, buddy. We're gonna do it.
Charges
Do it.
your ignorant.
Do it, Ode.
Go for it.
Do it. There's cameras at Valero and there's cameras at Napa that see you pulled out.
Shut your mouth.
You don't talk to me like that. I'm not your boy.
Talk to you, boy.
For context, Sergeant Tracy James was already giving the driver of a nearby truck a traffic citation.
Look at how bad his hands are shaking. I mean, he's literally doing this. But he's directly in charge with whether or not you get a ticket, whether or not you go to jail. Do better.
Next, Sergeant Tracy James was already giving the driver of a nearby truck a traffic citation, while Towns County Sheriff Ken Henderson decided to join in and ask more questions as well. Eventually, James made the common sense decision to retreat back to his vehicle and put a stop to the bickering going on. Although you got to admit, hearing James call Henderson the boy in that thick Southern accent is amusing to hear.
You a boy.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Everybody.
Thank you.
What's worse, you're a fucking boy or you're a fuck boy? I think I prefer you're a fucking boy than you're a fuck boy. Fuck boy say something on a way different level.
Thank you.
Count 302, status check.
Info.
How they responded to one another was nothing short of bizarre. Like, come on, guys. This isn't a competition to see who can get someone first and shake them down for questions. No charges or investigations were made, although, however, NY Daily News alleged that the Towns County District Attorney's Office and the Georgia Bureau of Investigation were both interested and looking into the matter. Over to Columbus, Georgia we go with this next video.
Georgia, ATL shouted.
I'm gonna file a complaint.
Time to pay a visit to the Muskogee County Jail. No, you're not being detained for anything, dear viewer. Besides, even if you were, you wouldn't be able to get in. This next incident of sheriffs versus cops took place back in 2022. And what happens will make anyone roll their eyes.
Hey, Snipes, they're still denying us. They won't let us in.
They won't let y'all in. They won't let me in.
A dozen police officers were waiting outside of the jail from late in the night of July 16th right through the early morning of the 17th. Yet they weren't being let in. Sheriff Greg Countryman didn't want the jail to be overcrowded, so he told the Georgia State Patrol to stop what they're doing, which they ignored. So the prison let in the deputies and state troopers prisoners first before the...
What were they doing that he said to say stop? He said the jail was already full, so they arresting too many people. If you have that much choice, then you can do better. Like, straight up, that means that you can decide who gets locked up and who doesn't. If you can choose, then why is everything always so one-sided?
The officer's own.
Now, you go in there before us, I'm gonna raise hell.
Watch this.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna file a complaint, a legitimate complaint.
Can you blame him for wanting to file a complaint? Imagine working as a cop and then being told you've got to wait even longer because you decided to keep doing what you're paid to do.
That is the most unprofessional thing I've ever seen in my life.
Hey.
What do you think? How my legs so bad? Man, don't sit bad.
So wait a minute.
Oh, don't yell it. Don't start yelling.
Hey,
come on.
All right, I'm gonna file a complaint.
That's fine. That's fine. Good. How are you? Y'all have directives. I have directives. Sheriff says ain't nobody coming in, only 5 at a time.
The sheriff is very close, okay? And he runs the jail, so.
That brief sentence sums this whole mess up nicely. The sheriff's deputy, Blaine Adkins, gets mighty fiery after Columbus police are told by their sergeant to park a vehicle in front of his patrol car in order to prevent him from leaving the Sallyport, which is the name of the detainment area of the jail. Can't let the police get their prisoners in. Now the deputy can't drive out.
Them goddamn supervisors can.
I understand. I get that.
Move the so I can get the out the way. All right, so I got a call to go to. I can't go to the call because y'all want to play childish game.
Now they putting people's lives in jeopardy because they having a pissing contest. Like he said, what happens if somebody gets shot, somebody gets robbed, somebody's beating their wife? What happens when it's a situation where the police need to be there and they can't be because these folks can't get along? It's almost refreshing to see that they're human now, because some of them seem subhuman, for real. I mean, I'm just keeping it a stack. When you get pulled over and there's a possibility that you could get shot for not having a tail light or something like that. I had this was, I believe it was 2 years ago. I had a sheriff pull me over, deputy or whatever it is, and she came to the door. We were on the freeway, so she came on the passenger side door. She had her hand on her gun. She was in a posture like we were about to have like a Wild West shootout or something like that. She's like literally, she's literally, and then she's telling me to get my license and insurance. Initially, when she came up, she was like, license and insurance, with her hand on the gun. And I was like, ma'am, I'm not moving my hands right now. I grabbed the steering wheel and held on to it. I was like, I'm not moving my hands right now. I was trying to talk to her calm. And she was like, license and insurance. She's barking it at me. And I'm like, ma'am, de-escalate. I know y'all trained for that, but I'm not moving till you take your hand off of that gun. Like straight up. And I got pulled over just because she had somebody over on the side of the road, and I was in the lane closest to the side of the road. There were cars on the side of me. So when I tried to get over and switch lanes so I'm not driving directly past her car, there was a car on the side of me and I couldn't. The cars in front of me kept going too. They never tried to get over, and I didn't. I got mad because I was like, all right, I'm behind 5 other cars. You ain't pulled them over. And she was like, how she put it? When you go fishing, do you catch every fish in the area or do you catch them one at a time? I was like, all right, you're right. But just the fact that me as a civilian had to de-escalate the situation, because I told her I was not taking my hand off the wheel until she took her hand off that gun. And eventually she calmed down, but she still calmed down to the point where she wasn't like civil. She calmed down enough where I didn't feel like I'm about to get shot, but it still wasn't, oh no, we laughing, her making that statement was funny as I don't know what. Do you catch every fish? No, you catch one at a time. Got your ass.
It ain't because of me, man. I got nothing to do with that. Sarge, I got nothing to with that in there. It ain't call. I understand that. I hope I don't see you getting your on the street, because I'm going to drive the left. Do it. I'll see you in the car.
So then, wasn't that a terroristic threat? I was just talking about the terroristic threats in my last video. That seemed like that might have been one. If I see you on the streets, this, and this is going to happen. Sound like he in a gang. Cops do seem like they're a gang, though. They straight up 100% seem like a gang.
Hey, Chief, I'm sorry. We got a situation over here. We got CPD won't let our guys out, and they're about to go to blows. I'm asking your CPD officer to back up his car, and he's saying that his supervisor told him not to let it.
And again, no one on our side is threatening.
We're having a tit for tat over here.
Did he say no one from our side is threatening?
Roll down your window. Tit for tat over. Supervisor told him not to let it.
And again, no one on our side is threatening.
We're having a tit for tat over here. Told him not to let it.
And again, no one on our side is threatening.
We're having a tit for tat over here.
Why is it that they words on the screen cover everything that he was saying except for threatening? Like they didn't want us to fully catch on to what they were saying. Like, look at the screen. Everything that he's saying is going to be on that screen except for threatening.
And again, no one on our side is threatening.
We're having a tit for tat over here.
Mm-hmm. No one on our side is threatening.
Hold on. Roll down your window. Here you go. Talk to your chief, please.
What car is this? Hey, move your car, bro.
Fantastic.
All right, well, I don't get who your sergeant is.
Hey, he's with the chief.
Okay.
Sorry, he's with the chief. He's with the chief.
Test Dog Trading's
Yeah,
on
move your
for
car,
30
bro.
days, and if you're not satisfied with the growth, you get a full refund, no question.
Sorry.
What's your name?
Got there, started rolling up, they shut me right before I got there.
Give me a second. I hear you.
What is in Sally Port? Yes, sir.
Now go ahead and back it up. All right.
With not much else to do, the officers start speaking to one another about this ridiculous situation and how they weren't even allowed to use the bathroom, let alone take their arrested suspects inside.
I try to get through, and they immediately, halfway open it, shut it on me, and I hear there's a deputy standing behind the radio, that female officer's trying to get into the door. Do not let her in that door. Do not let any officer through that door.
From PD.
From the jailer. The jailers are saying that through their radio. So they won't even let us through the door. There's one person inside there, and now they booked the sheriff guys out, and he's like screaming at us to move our vehicles. They won't even let any of our guys in. They won't book any of our guys. They won't even let us in to use the bathroom. Nothing.
This is the. I think.
Don't they understand? They got niggas to book.
This is where.
This is it.
This is as bad as it can get.
It's incredibly ironic how the ones who were actually behaving during all of this upheaval were the prisoners. Despite threats to arrest the officers for obstruction due to their protest, no charges were filed. All of the police prisoners got lucky, as they were released with a court summons, since they weren't allowed into the jail in the end. Jonathan Hemphill.
Why are you being hostile? Easy. I don't have to talk to you. Okay. Easy. I'm not talking to you.
Why are you being hostile right now?
Oh boy, more trouble in Georgia. This time, it took place.
And it goes down in Georgia, and it's usually them real small cities. Well, not real small, but like Macon and Augusta, Forsyth, which is probably like one of the worst places in the country for black people. They didn't start like legally letting us live there until the 80s. So there was no black people in Forsyth before the 80s. Y'all remember Geraldo Rivera did a show on the Klan, and he went to Forsyth, Georgia, and they didn't realize he was a Golden Gloves boxer in his past life. And he literally got to scrapping, and shit, Geraldo had hands out here. He a different kind of person now, but back then he seemed like, he had scruples. And hands.
Place in Molina, back in August of 2022. Police Chief Jonathan Hemphill was forced to pull over at a traffic stop. Does he respond with patience and understanding?
Nope.
Anything but, as we can see in this video.
No, sir. The reason why we're stopping you is because it's a window tint violation.
I blinked my blue lights at you to let you know who I was.
Yes, sir. Well,
Don't matter who you are. You're not above the law because you the chief. And if the chief is all the way up here and he's behaving like this, what do you think the people up under him do? If he's behaving like this with fellow officers, how do you think he's going to police the city? What do you think his tolerance would be for police brutality? If he can get down with other cops, of course other cops can get down with us.
That's not a government tag.
That is a unofficial tag. Okay. That tag's not even on file.
I see. Yeah. Well, we have to catch up the bill to run it and everything like that, sir. So
I won't blink my blue lights at you next time. I'll let you just sit there.
He ended up getting stopped by a police officer, even after flashing the blue lights on the back of his cruiser, because his windows were tinted and the vehicle had a ghost tag. Basically, that's a term for when a vehicle is not registered.
I was just speaking. I'm the police chief in Zebulon.
Well, nice to meet you, sir.
Matt Pope worked for me. Your chief worked for me.
Yes, sir. There's no need to get upset.
I'm upset because I spoke to you when I come by, and now you're pulling me over.
I've never met you a day in my life.
I understand that.
Right. Why are you being hostile?
Easy. I don't have to talk to you.
Okay.
Look at that.
I'm not talking to you.
Why are you being hostile right now?
He's trying to
Are y'all gonna write me a
de-escalate.
ticket? Are you gonna write me a ticket?
Sir, we're just trying.
I'm the police chief in Zebulon. Do you want to write me a ticket?
Why are you coming up to me like that? I'm doing my job, right?
What are you stopping for?
I'm stopping you for one.
Y'all see how he walked up on her. She said, what you walking up on me like that for? To me, somebody walk up to me like that, they want to see what happened.
Okay, you know how many officers have blue lights?
Are you writing me a ticket, yes or no?
I'm conducting my investigation.
Are you writing me a ticket? I'm fixing to leave.
Do you have a driver's license?
Yep. Don't give him no extra privileges.
I'm fixing to make it a whole lot
If he
more.
break the law, he should get pulled over too.
Your boss worked.
1111. I'm out here with Illinois.
Yep, there you go.
One Dodge Ram truck, black in color, to Machine Construction Company out of Losersville. Registration shown expired, valid insurance, -99.
Just confirming, Bravo Frank Mike 1175 BFM 1175. Yeah, that's what I was explaining.
I don't want to hear that from you.
Okay.
You let her do her job.
28 returns to a 2001 Dodge Ram truck, black in color, to Machine Construction Company out of Losersville.
It doesn't come back to that vehicle.
Zebulon's police chief is not just being hostile. He's also rude to this other officer as well. After all, they're just doing their jobs. After running a check with the police station on the cruiser, Chief Hemphill gives the duo even more lip before getting their police chief on the phone, making it seem like he's above the law and that a call from one chief to...
He's not making it seem like nothing. He's obviously above the law, and he's letting them know that they're doing something wrong by even pulling him over. You should already know the busyness. Don't pull me over. Don't get down like that. And he's showing them that.
to another will be enough to get himself out of here unscathed.
First when we ran the tag, it came back to like a Dodge Ram, so we're just confirming it's not. Yes, sir.
It's a ghost tag.
Yes, sir. We're
You
making
must
sure.
have anything back with that tag.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're just.
You must have run it wrong. You must have run it wrong because you want to come back to a Dodge Ram.
We were confirmed it. They let us know and everything.
So it's still coming back to a Dodge Ram now?
Sir, can I ask why you're so upset?
Is it still coming back to a Dodge Ram now?
No, we got it fixed. Why are you so upset?
No, you didn't fix it. Is it still coming back to a Dodge Ram right now?
No, it came back 905.
That's right, because you run it wrong.
Sir.
Somebody run it wrong. Either you did or they did.
We're about to get the information.
Okay,
and get
I
it
got
back
your
to you.
chief on the phone right now. That's fine. That's fine. But I'm
Man to
trying
man,
to
let's
tell
be
you,
respectful to one
the
another,
only
okay?
thing I done wrong was y'all never would have pulled me over if I hadn't flicked my blue lights
No,
at you.
sir. No, we were going to pull your actually. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm
No,
telling
you
you straight up, okay?
Okay, all right.
But like I said, there's people out here impersonating police officers with blue lights.
Or you threw
and
my
we've dealt
or
with
she
them
threw
before.
my license if she is getting for me.
She'll bring it to you, sir.
Okay, well that's fine.
I'm just
Bring it
trying
till you get through.
I'm trying to talk with you.
I don't want to talk anymore about it.
Alrighty.
He an asshole. Straight up.
I'm trying to talk with you.
I don't want to talk anymore about it.
Alrighty.
Chief Hemphill received his fair share of criticism because of all this, along with accusations of retaliating against the police department that the officers were working for. It's not surprising it made national news, as his entitled tone and rude responses were really uncalled for. I bet you'd hate to work for someone like him. Bergen County Police versus New Jersey officer.
What's up, guys? All right. Yeah. You don't know the story, bro. You don't know the story.
Cops are human too, and they are known to make mistakes, just like us. These guys from Bergen County Police didn't take too kindly to an officer in New Jersey who had pulled over their unmarked vehicle and approached with his gun drawn. That's putting it nicely. They were seriously ticked off to no end.
I want to see ID from you. From you. Right in there. Shut your damn mouth. I'll do it if I want to.
You better have a reason why you're whipping your weapon on me.
I do.
All right?
I do.
You got what?
Armed robbery.
Now, see, now this is another cop that has an issue with him being pulled over and dude pulling his weapon out. What the? There's no traffic violation that should happen. I can see if they make a call and the person in the car is known to be armed and dangerous, which to me, all cops are armed and dangerous. But he's a civilian and he's armed and dangerous. I can understand that kind of energy. But during a traffic stop, just a regular traffic stop, this is how y'all get down.
Your weapon on me.
I do.
All right?
I do.
You got what?
Armed robbery.
You got
Police
armed robbery?
impersonator. I see what you got.
Officer Robert Duvu and Sergeant Gabriel Escobar was very annoyed with this officer. Bad words and insults started to fly like sparks between the two. No chance of hugging it out to calm them all down at this rate.
Yeah. I work here. I work. Why you? Get out! Come back out my.
The reason why the trooper pulled them over and was hostile at first was because of reports of multiple robberies that had involved suspects who impersonated the police. So, in other words, he was doing his job and didn't take any chances, even if that would result in some altercations.
If you put your on you, how would you feel? I'm a police impersonator. Arrested for 3 of them in the last month. 3 of them in unmarked cars. Arrested police impersonator.
Because I understand them wanting to be a little more aggressive and protect themselves and get that itchy ready. But so every civilian that you pull over, because there were police impersonators, you're going to pull a gun on them. That's pretty much what he's saying. What does that mean to us as the innocent victims of what these police are doing? That's a scary situation when somebody got a gun pointed at you. And all you did wrong was a traffic violation. And now there's a possibility you don't go home.
Yeah, Mr. Tough Guy. All right. Yeah. You don't know the story, bro. You don't know the story.
It's difficult to say who exactly is who, but the big cop incognito tries to speak to the overwhelmed officer and approach things with a more rational tone. So he deserves props for that.
I'm not going to say nothing. You want to pull your boy off.
I'm telling you, I tried to explain this to you. We've had 3 police impersonators, tax vest and all. So we're ripping and stripping out here.
The frenzy has begun.
Robbing people. You know what? Carjacking, guns, the whole 9 yards. If you don't believe it, I want my detectives to call you. I want them to personally call you because I'm a rookie and I don't know what the going on. Just calm down.
We can at least sigh in relief that this misunderstanding didn't get any messier between the two. It turns out that the 2 Bergen County Police Department officers who were on camera were disciplined as a result of the incident, though no details were shared as to how exactly. Considering how hard.
I know how they got disciplined. Got a stern talking to. No. Nothing else happened. Nothing else.
The incident, though no details were shared as to how exactly. Considering how harsh things were turning out, It was probably more than just a few smacks on the wrist, and no supper before bedtime for these boys in blue. Or should that be boys in plain clothes? You get what we're saying. Larry Dean versus GSB Trooper.
Well, no, you the best that you know how.
Once again, we're back to Georgia in this video. In 2018, down in Lawrence County Sheriff Larry Dean was called by a farmer whose trailer had broken down on Interstate 16. A trio of blown tires and issues with the transmission had forced him to come to a halt. With another trailer on the way for his precious cattle, he asked for help from the deputies to aid with the traffic, which Dean was happy to send help down for.
The first one here, so this is my show.
Okay.
All right,
but no, this is my county, and this is my damn. It may be your interstate. You can call your damn supervisor. You can take your back and watch damn TV, as far as I'm concerned.
It's the safest way that
well, no, you.
Somebody get these guys some donuts. I mean, come on. That'll de-escalate.
The best that you know how.
However, it turns out a Georgia state trooper who had posted a sign to guide away traffic wasn't letting the cattle to be moved at all. Sheriff Dean was ticked off and spent his time arguing with the ranger.
You go to slow the damn. Your job to slow the traffic down. There's no difference in backing that trailer. There ain't no difference in bringing a damn wrecker out here and got to turn around. There's no way these cattle could have got back on this interstate. These men out here, these cattle laid out and died, somebody's gonna be responsible for them.
I understand that. All right. All these lives from down there stay right here.
That's right. All these lives, they're not on you. They on me. They on me and this man right here.
If I say for them to unload them cows, somebody hits the cow.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I want to unload the cattle, I'll unload them on that damn trailer right now.
Dean is a rancher himself, and he was upset because he knew how important it was to get cattle transferred between trailers, which is not an uncommon task for any of his deputies.
I'm trying my best to stay professional and calm right now. He's telling me to get out of his county and go somewhere else.
Sheriff Dean did meet with the state trooper and apologize for his treatment of him as well. Yet 5 of the cows sadly passed away during this event.
5 cows pass away just because they couldn't get transported from one trailer to another. I wish some of these went into a little bit more detail.
Dealers versus Detroit police. And now, to round off the video, check out this huge mess that took place in Detroit back in 2017. It's hard to see, but this is body camera footage of a police operation gone wrong. See, the illegal substance dealers are cops in disguise and were awaiting for potential buyers to approach them. Instead, they were visited by other policemen. Both sides thought one another were actually the bad guys incognito. It basically resulted in a turf war between 2 different precincts on an East Side neighborhood.
How is it they don't communicate who's who before they start the operations going? You would think if they're trying to make a drug bust or whatever they were saying that was, that one side would talk to the other so everybody involved knows who the bad guys are.
Every officer that was involved in all of this was subjected to an investigation to see what the heck happened and why everything fell apart. Man, it was embarrassing to see these cops flub up and melt down.
If you like to discuss what's going on, you can come to my Facebook page. I believe it's Opinionated 3000 also, and we can discuss it on there. Opinionated 3 Stacks out.